Right, this is day 2 of the tour, okay?
Don't worry about the camera.
No, I'm not.
Don't just. What I'm saying is, I actually like how I can't get into this, like this kids' gardening thing. Like you either drop it or you. I can either go around and be on stage in a gold jacket and say, "Look, kids," and get them excited, and then that's it. Or we can actually do some good, and at the end of it, when they're 30, they'll turn around and say, "Yeah, we do gardening."
I am a Blue Peter gardener and a children's gardening author, designer, speaker, presenter, and over the last 10 years of being in this industry, I have become the leading children's gardening educator within the UK.
Over the past couple of years now, I have gone into the House of Lords and gone into Parliament and spoke to so many MPs. We are very slowly working towards getting that into the curriculum. It's a long old journey.
But I am particularly interested in how well schools are doing in encouraging young people to learn about plants and gardening.
And now working yourself as a skinny jean gardener, you are starting to really get out there. You've spoken to government, you're kind of like really getting some projects on the go. Give us a bit more information about that sort of stuff.
There's just no funding for the teachers and time as well. Funding and time is the biggest thing for teachers, because we expect them to teach children how to grow their own food, but we don't give the teachers enough time firstly to research this or funding to even do it.
How would you integrate gardening into it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think the biggest thing for me is integrating it into every subject. So within maths, science, English, having that outdoor learning is really an integral part of it.
So yeah, it really needs the teachers to be supported a lot more than what is going on, because there's a lot of passion behind these teachers. A lot of them know the positives to it. They just want the support for that.
He's a really big proponent of getting kids, especially younger kids, so we're talking sort of primary age here, involved in gardening. And he goes to many schools and he gets them involved in gardening. And he's a very entertaining, practical kind of guy. So it's not boring lectures or...
No, wait, there's rockets.
You know, falling asleep while he's talking to you.
It is this playful thing. I'm still worried that we're just going to have a whole load of children thinking it's an academic topic and not for them.
It all should be fun though, right? I think every single day I go and pick my daughter up from school, and on the way out we talk about, I ask her, what have you been up to today? Math, science, English, and that's all I get from her. But if she's outside and she has been growing something, we have a whole conversation, that whole 20-minute walk back home. She doesn't stop talking about it, and I find out what she's learned from it. It's an amazing thing.
Obviously you've got a nice new role, Lee. Congratulations being Ambassador for National Children's Gardening Week. So what in practical terms does that mean to you?
Well, it doesn't mean that I get a badge, which I'm a little bit annoyed about. I was hoping I'd get some sort of award.
And I think if we don't do this work at an early age, then we're going to be here in 10 years talking about how we can make gardening and horticulture cool and bring in more young people. We'll still be in exactly the same position.
Obviously the change of government last year was a turning point, and we've had a lot more positive conversations since then, and with a curriculum review ongoing at the moment, we're probably in the best place as an industry to actually make this happen.
Getting gardening and horticulture in the curriculum is paramount to the success of this industry.
We're back on tour after 5 years. We're back getting 10,000 children gardening in just 1 week, all sowing seeds outside in the playground. And it really is about inspiring the children, inspiring the teachers, but also finding out what they need, what's changed since the last tour, and how we can impact them further in the future.
How are you all doing today?
Oh, fantastic. I'm so excited to be here. Okay, so what's going to happen here is we are all going to sow seeds together. Right, are you ready? Let's sow our seeds! And remember, we want to see lots of dancing, okay? Lots of dancing. Good. Keep adding a little bit of water to it. Well done.
So it was Stats Week last week. Can you just say to the camera or to me
about
how important activities like this are?
Oh yeah, massively.
Like emotional well-being after such a tense week.
It's been a very tense week, yes. But it's great for the children to get outside in the sunshine, learn about nature, watch their seeds grow. Yeah, it's been a fantastic morning.
Have you seen your classes have relaxed this morning?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, definitely.
I saw them doing the wave and dancing.
Yeah, there's some dodgy dancing going on for sure, but I think they get that from me.
Well done, everybody. Give yourself a cheer. Yes, amazing. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. I've been Lee Connelly, the Scooting Gardener. Bye-bye.
Hello, 1 2 1 2.
Hello. Hello, residents.
Presidents? So I'm here with Olivia and India. Now, we've just done our sewing session together. What did you both think about it?
Really, really fun. I think it was good, and I think it was really fun when we had like that big water gun and it was like spraying all around us.
And how about school? Do you do much gardening at school?
No, not that much. Well, we are learning it in science, so a bit more than usual.
Would you like to do some more gardening at school? Would you like to use like your outdoor space a lot more?
Yes.
What sort of things would you like to do, India?
I would like to grow vegetables because we don't really often grow vegetables here, and we usually just grow we got cress seeds and stuff in our class because we're growing that in science. But I think it'll be more cool if we see growing vegetables.
Yeah, that is an amazing answer. Well done. Thank you so much. Have you enjoyed today?
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think you should do this from other schools, because this was a really fun and it was a really good opportunity, because we was just growing things and it helps us know that gardening can actually be fun and we should do more gardening.
Okay, so we've done our first school. Now we're here at our second school on the whole school tour. And I think from the conversations that we had just on that first school or the first day, it's been all about inspiring and seeing how that moment in time where we're all sowing seeds together can maybe branch out to the family home, branch out to the rest of the school, do a lot more. You would have seen in that last school that they don't do loads of gardening at the moment, and so it'll be really interesting to see over the next few months whether that passion will start to grow. Nice and high, we're trying for a few more people to finish. Thank you. Thank you. They're all grown still.
I'm excited. I never see you drive a power. I just squid. It feels like it's not planned.
So what made you all join gardening club? What was it that made you, your hand went up straight away. So what made you join gardening club?
Because my granddad likes gardening a lot and I like gardening with him, so I thought I might garden here too.
Oh, so you're a little bit inspired by your granddad. Yeah. Oh, that's really good. How about you?
It is because I wanted to plant things.
Yeah, and you wanted to see him grow?
I wanted to join gardening club because I garden with my dad, and he said if you get a scratch it will actually make you stronger. I go to gardening club because I wanted to garden when I grow up, and I really like gardening. I like gardening because my mum cooks vegetables so I can eat it.
Oh, so you want to try and learn how to grow it so then she can cook it?
I like gardening because at home I plant my own. I got my own greenhouse, and I plant loads of vegetables in it. So I was inspired by my mum's gardening in her greenhouse.
Wow, you all seem to be inspired by your grown-ups to like come along to this and do it. Is it just you? Is this the only garden club we've got? Is this just all the only members we've got in this school of garden club? Is it?
No.
There's more. How many of you all together do garden club?
I don't know, but there's more receptions. There's
Right.
there's more year 2s and there's more year 1s.
Oh, so there's quite a big group of you. Would you like to see gardening become more part of like lessons, like everyday lessons? Yeah. How do you think that would help you with your lessons that you do right now?
They would help us know how much, because I've seen a video that you can use the things to count. So like one letters plus one letters equals 2 letters.
So you think actually gardening outside might help you with maths?
Yeah.
You can also use maths in it. Like when you're doing your centimetres, you plant it like this many centimetres apart, this many centimetres deep.
All of you like dancing and shouting and getting excited about gardening. I saw some great dancing going on. No more dancing, I've seen too much dancing.
and getting squirted by water.
And yeah, getting squirted by water, which is good. It's very hot, isn't it? So I think it's quite helpful. Yeah. Right, I'm going to have to leave you now. I'm so sorry. But thanks so much. I really appreciate you showing me around your garden.
I water bottle anyway to cool me down.
As a teacher assistant, what inspires you to try and get the kids out here and continue that whole journey?
Well, I love growing. I've got my own vegetable plot, so I love growing vegetables. It's just great to get them involved, and they can just do the whole process from the weeding. We get them to do the heavy work as well, moving things around, growing seeds, and then they'll come and harvest then later on in the summer. And sometimes we even have pumpkins, so they'll be harvesting right up until October, and then carving them sometimes in the winter. So yeah, it's lovely.
What would you say is the biggest hurdle with school garden? Because I go to a lot of different schools, and sometimes they're really enthusiastic at the start of the year, but it's that continuing throughout the year to keep that mission going. So what is the hurdles there?
Yeah, it is a challenge. We tend to not garden over the winter, if we're honest. Yeah, so I guess we could find something that would be more maintainable to keep going throughout the year. But we're going to have a wetland in a few months. The frogs are going to come in, so we should be able to see a lot more wildlife come in the garden. So they'll be able to come and see the wildlife, even if there's not a lot growing.
How hard is it to engage other staff members to get involved in gardening for children?
Okay. Our staff team are really good here. They're very supportive of Michelle and the gardening club. I think probably one of the hardest things is time and ensuring that our staff team have got time. So I would say quite a lot of the staff that work down here, so our gardening club, they do it at lunch times, and obviously our staff are prepping for the afternoon lessons. So I think that's probably the hardest thing, ensuring that there is some time down here. But we are really reliant on our community gardening team at the moment, and I think that's what's making a real big difference here at Chellaston.
When we talk about getting gardening into the curriculum, how easy do you think that is? Like, obviously there's a curriculum review going on, and we've tried to have some impact as an industry on that review, but how difficult or easy would that be to get into day-to-day school life?
I think it would be really challenging in the sense that the curriculum is really packed at the moment. However, we've just started having forest schools here, so our children are accessing forest schools for a percentage of their time a week, so they would go and have a session led by our forest school lead, and that's been something that we've just started up this summer term as well, but we hope to continue next year. But budgets are constrained with that, so that's tricky, but we're lucky that we've got that this year.
So that's it for the first day of the school tour, and what incredible energy from all of the children. Also, some really interesting information just from our last school around their garden club and how they can inspire just their teachers to do more. It's another day and we're here at the Royal School for the Deaf, where we are going to be sowing those seeds to help save the bees. So come along and let's get on with this session. Hello everyone. My name's Lee Connelly. So today we are going to be doing some gardening. Who likes gardening here? Get your hands up for me. Hey! Right, start adding your water. So Hannah, one of the biggest things that we want from this is to see what the impact for these visits are for your school. And so we'd just like to know a little bit about how this might inspire or may impact what you do going forwards.
So at our school we try and get the children outside as much as we can. We've got a forest school area which is relatively new. The children do a lot of outdoor learning there, especially linked to forest school, and I think we can incorporate gardening more into that. I don't think we've done enough. And just getting them excited for that opportunity, and also developing their language and the outdoors and developing their BSL skills and their vocabulary. It all links together, and I think it's important as well to see the pride in what they're growing. I feel like they can grow vegetables and then that can link to their cooking curriculum. They can then go and create some food, they can share it at home, and it's just all linked to that sense of pride, the communication, and just being outside, how it's good for your mental health. And it's a really positive thing that I think we need to encourage even more of.
Oh, the water! Look everybody, water gone! Look everybody!
I'll hold it for you. See that bit there?
As a parent, how is it for you to see the children in school growing, like beginning to grow their own and doing gardening activities?
Oh, I'm really pleased about that. It's so important to encourage that, to learn about gardening, understand and be confident in the garden. So previously, when she'd done a bit of gardening and she sowed some seeds, and at school, she came home and she was really enthusiastic about it, explaining what she'd done in school.
Do you think that changes the way they learn as well from being outside?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's being indoors in a classroom isn't for everybody, and even the adults all day. I think you need to get outside, the children need to get outside, and actually after being outside, even if it's just a short period of time, you're calm, you're ready to then go back inside and you can do some learning in the classroom, but also they need to understand that learning isn't all about being in the classroom. It can be outside in nature and getting involved with growing things and understanding the environment and the positive impact they can make.
Yeah. Whoa! Oh. And do you think that you'll garden more at home because of a visit like this?
Yes. At home I felt it's quite different, the culture here for gardening. In Ukraine I used to garden a lot. We used to grow our own vegetables, carrots and cucumbers and what have you, but here there's lots of garden pests and things, so it's very difficult here to grow our own vegetables, and I'm unsure which sort of pesticides and what have you to use that are safe and what have you. So yeah, that is an issue.
So I'm trying to get gardening into schools a lot more than is currently in schools. So what could I do to inspire your teachers or your friends in school?
We could talk about flowers and get them gardening that way, and grow vegetables and fruit.
And do you think, for me, I've got a daughter who I garden with, and that has brought us closer together as father and daughter. Do you think that gardening brings parents or you closer with your daughter?
Yes, I do, yes. Yeah, it's lovely to do that together and have that interest.
I think I would want flowers and plant more of those things. I like seeing the flowers grow, and we should do that at school and at home and grow more.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
They are going to be going back to class buzzing. They're going to be so excited. I mean, they've planted seeds, they've got a pot, they've made compost expand, they've shot a man with a water pistol. They're going to be that, and that's what they're going to remember, isn't it? You know, they're going to be so excited. I mean, they're probably going to take quite a lot of calming down now, so ready for the next lesson. That's what we're here for. But that's what we want. We want them to be excited. We want them to be happy. We want them to be enthusiastic, and that's exactly what you've done. So thank you.
No, thanks for having us.
No,
really
thank you for coming. It's been great. You need to come again. It's great. Thank
100%
you.
we'll be back.
I'm Paula.
Wow, what an amazing moment I think we just had, and I think that is everything that we are doing throughout this week. Is I always talk about the memory that you get from gardening, and it doesn't matter how big or how much money you throw at a school garden, if there isn't that memory, that moment that stands out, that inspires teachers, parents and children, then at the end of the day that gardening is not going to continue. So I think that's a real big learning lesson from this school. And also communication. Like, communication is a big thing that I always talk about, but it's very different in different settings. So the way we communicate gardening, communicate the way that children learn, can be different. I don't know the direction we're going this week, and when we visit schools like this who have such passionate teachers behind it and the children are just as passionate, it really does, it highlights for me, one, how I communicate that gardening message, but also sometimes when we're in a setting like this, the difficulty that can come for an outside person to try and influence those children. Like one thing I will say is that it's so easy for our industry and so easy for Parliament and anyone else really to say, get gardening into schools, get gardening into schools. It's really simple, just go and sow some seeds. I think that actually it's not always easy, and one of the things that we need to do and try and promote more is those small wins, those small successes. Again, going back to that memory side, that moment, I think that that without that, we can't get children excited. I mean, at the end of the day, we want to get children excited about gardening, and without their enthusiasm, it doesn't happen within schools. So, yes, it's something to think about.
You've all done so well.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you do here?
Yep, so I'm the forest school leader, so it's my job. So every Friday I have a morning group and an afternoon group, and they come out for forest school. So I have a nurture group in the morning for SEMH children who school feel need that extra time outdoors. And in the afternoon we have class groups, and the very small intimate groups that come, and we do forest schools. So we do lots of things that involve risk taking, connection with nature, obviously. We do cooking over the fire, firelighting, making nature crafts with the natural resources as well, what's around us. So yeah, essentially that's it.
One of the things that I really want to know is how doing forest school or growing or having a fire outside, how does that make you feel?
It normally makes me feel really happy because like you get to like actually be like in the like woods and everything. It's like the woods, and then you get to like actually be able to like witness all the stuff that happens around you, because lots of kids don't actually go outside anymore.
I like, it's nice when I like going in the climbing tree over there, and I like when we sit around the fire and then we do like when you rate the day.
I just like being with all my friends, and most of the time what we do is we make a few dens.
One thing I do want to know as well is obviously you put this all together and brought it to like the head teachers and stuff.
Yeah.
Initially, what was their reaction, and how did you try and basically inspire them to let you do it?
Well, when I came to St Andrews, outdoor play wasn't very well established in the early years, and I'd come from a school where it was quite well established, and I worked with a lady called Jan White who works with learning through landscapes.
Okay, yeah.
So, and I resonated so much with what she was saying about children not having the same opportunities like we did to be outdoors. So she was informing you of ways of bringing that back through provision in early years. So when I came to this school, that's what I did. So I worked in nursery, developed all that area, reception, lots. So we've got mud kitchens, we've got log piles in there, we've got gardening. Digging is a massive thing because children need to move, those bodies need to move. Having bird tables and things, getting them to know the species around us.
Yeah.
So they knew that already, and they were loving what I was bringing to St Andrews in that way. So I kept mentioning about forest school and how I felt it would be beneficial, particularly for children who struggle in school. And they agreed. They felt it was something worth investing in.
Yeah.
And now we're running it as a whole school thing.
Yeah.
Which I'd never worked with the older children either, but you know, all children want to do is play and be outdoors, and they don't get that chance, and when they're here they really shine, and you can see that.
That's such a beautiful area, and you can see from the children that have got involved just today that they love all that sort of stuff. So
yeah, they love it.
Yeah.
They do.
That was great.
And hopefully I'm instilling that connection within them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've got a connection to this place.
Yeah.
And I hope they do too.
What's in the box?
Yeah, what is in the box? That's a good what is in the box.
Should we do a drum roll?
Let's have a little look. What got in here? Oh, it's a fancy box inside. Brace yourself.
Why is that? Miss it.
So we've got lots of things that might be able to help you. So if you want,
animals. Take a peek.
yes, there's a small puppy in here. You ready? So in here, we've got lots of different things. So that's really good for your compost. So, do we like slugs?
Yeah.
You actually do like them?
Yeah.
Oh, if they come along and eat your plants, then we've got them sort of bits. Do you grow tomatoes?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, my grandma has a massive row of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've all got tomatoes on that are about like this big.
Oh, wicked. We've got some feeds here. Loads of bits to help you do some growing in here. And also, we've got some tools and stuff for you as well that you can use. All right?
Oh.
We get high fives? Oh, thank you. No, thank you.
So this is nursery planter, who have been very keen and decorating there.
They got a flag. They got a
Yeah.
Very pretty.
I
Be good.
Okay. The teacher's planter, which I don't think is quite as good as the children's,
Well,
I
the
must
teacher's
say.
planter needs
But
some
this
work.
is the teacher's planter. Yeah, we need some tips off you all. Over here is year sixes, and they've also been very keen to decorate theirs. They've been painting some rocks. They've made a scarecrow because they've got some vegetables in there as well. Can you see the carrots starting to grow? Yeah. All the little tiny bits that look a bit like grass.
and
They're
I got
carrots that are
ladybirds.
starting to grow.
Very good.
They're froggy.
Scarecrow scaring all of the birds off.
Berries.
Theirs is really blossoming at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah. Very blossoming.
Okay, and then should we go over?
Yeah, it's one for each class.
One for every class, okay, yeah.
So year 3 have some vegetables in theirs. And can anybody from year 3 tell us why we've got marigolds in it?
Marigold?
It's to repel the insects and the pests, isn't it? They're supposed to repel. And you can see the beans starting to grow down there.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully they grow before summer.
Oh, there's some good tomatoes down here as well.
This is the year 1 to be.
This is your reception.
This is my reception. This is ours, girls. This is ours. All of those lovely views. We wanted a rainbow planter, didn't we, when we was deciding ours? We wanted rainbow flowers.
This is bamboo.
Yeah, they're bamboo canes because the peas are going to grow up, aren't they, and wrap themselves around it. What other vegetables have we got in here?
Strawberries and
Potatoes in there.
Strawberries.
We can't wait for them to grow, can we?
I love
Thank you so much for showing me around and explaining your gardens to me. I've got to go now. I know. Sorry, can I get a high five from everybody?
What do we say, everybody?
So lovely to meet you all. Honestly.
High five from everybody, including you.
Oh, there you go.
Isn't it interesting from that school that by giving each class that sense of responsibility sort of really makes the children care. Like they really were so passionate about their own little space and so excited to show any guest that comes in that I really do think having those small wins for each class makes such a big difference. So from that school, I think we've definitely learned that, and something that I've talked about for a long time is having those small successes, which hopefully grows into something much bigger.
So the children have really enjoyed it, and what we've really enjoyed is them being able to be part of something bigger, part of the whole school, because very often they can't get involved in the things that happen for the school. They will be talking about it for weeks.
Yeah.
All the excitement, all of the things they've got to take home, and I think, you know, we've just finished a topic on planting, so
Oh,
it's
amazing.
just going to really finish off their learning in that area, but they've got something really exciting to take away.
So I am here with the Eco team. Can you tell me a little bit about what the Eco team is and perhaps why you joined it?
I really like being an eco rep because we get to help the environment, and it's a really big responsibility, and I like that. Yeah, it's really fun.
Well, I think you feel really important, like you're helping the planet,
Yeah.
so you need to do a good job. It feels really good because you're helping the environment.
So I think the biggest thing that we're looking for today is to find out what the impact of being outside and outdoor learning is really for children.
As a school, it's something that we find has been very important, but thanks to today, we've been able to put it into real life experience. I'm the eco lead for my school, and I talk to the children about the positive aspects of being outside and having the outdoor learning spaces that we are fortunate to have. But some children don't have that at home, Recent studies have shown that prison inmates often get more outside time than children. So it's something we're very passionate about, encouraging them to get out, be involved in their local eco products, ecosystems and things that are happening in the local community. But having you come in and put that into action is really beautiful. So even the children who don't have an outdoor space at home have spoken to me and said, I'm going to take my seed and I'm going to plant it in the park so that others can enjoy, or I'm going to make a window basket to go outside my apartment. And it just really put into real life what a positive impact we can all make for this environment if we just did a little bit.
I feel it's quite good because one, you're helping the planet have more wildflowers, you're helping the bees and all the other bugs. And two, everyone's included in it, so like we can all get on the garden and plant wildflowers.
It gets everyone together and shows everyone to how they can like help a little bit.
Today has actually been really special, partly because we've got all the children together, all the children, including everybody, and from nursery all the way to year 6, and they've had an opportunity to be together but also to plant together and to be in nature together and to have the opportunity to think about what's important for the wildlife, for the bees, for things that we need to think about. I know you talked a lot about the bees and the butterflies, but actually for them to think about what they need to be doing to help nature, to help in nature, and also to take those ideas back home, which is really important for them. Some of our children are very lucky and have fantastic gardens and green spaces that they can go in, but some of our children don't have any green spaces. So I think what you've done is you've taken gardening and put it into a pot, and actually they can then put that on the windowsill but still feel they're part of something and part of nature, part of wildlife, part of doing something, giving something back. And I think that is really, really important for us. And just meeting you, being inspired, I think that inspiration will give us a starting point, particularly in school, for those children who can come in and can do more. I'd like to do more with the grounds day and invite families in so they can see what we've done. And actually then it goes beyond just the children, but it goes to the families, it goes to the parents, and I'm really excited. I can't wait to use this as sort of a starting point for more. And it was just nice to be inspired.
As you know, and we've talked about before, is that the industry talks a lot about getting young people into gardening, getting young people into horticultural careers, but sometimes we see it as just talk. And one of the things that you've done as a person and also as a brand is support something like this, and I just really want to find out why.
Yeah, good question, Lee. I think you've partly answered the question by asking it, but I think when we considered this and made contact with you and saw what you were doing for children and with children in horticulture and gardening, getting children active and getting outside, we just thought we could jump on that train with you, really, and go on that journey. And the conversations we've had, that even if in each school there's 1 or 2 children that think I can be outside, I can work outside, or I can garden at the weekend with my parents, grandparents, whoever it's with, and that sparks something, then I think we're more than happy as a business and a supplier to be doing that, and actually would like some of our contemporaries to join it. Rather than wait until these guys are our core consumer, let's make an investment in them now. And if not, we'll just have a lot of fun, give them a lot of enjoyment, serve the schools well, but it might just spark something in 1 or 2 children, which you just be heartwarming from our point of view if that happens.
So just add water to your compost boil.
Let's go!
So one of the things that we're trying to find out this week is how we can get more gardening in schools. How easy is that to do? And do you think that it's possible to be in the curriculum?
I think it's definitely possible to be in the curriculum. I think a lot of it's already in the curriculum.
Yeah.
Coming through Key Stage 1 with learning how plants grow and seeds germinate, moving on to parts of plants, etc. up in Key Stage 2. Why are we doing it on a PowerPoint when we can be getting out in a garden and doing it? That's what I wanted to do at our school, was get science outside and actually real life science rather than looking at pictures of it.
Yeah.
I think the biggest barrier is budgets. There isn't a budget in school to do it, and is a lot of work to get funding and grants and bursaries from different people that's allowed me to be able to plough money into actually doing it, because it's an expensive hobby, isn't it, gardening? But I think it is one of the most important things that we've been doing at this school over the last year or so for our children's well-being. I was set the task of well-being, and I immediately ploughed it into gardening, and it shows. We've got groups of children that come every lunchtime just to sit at the pond and just be in the garden rather than playing, and I wish that we were able to do more of it, to be honest with you. I wish the government would plough the money in.
Yeah, because you are, like you say, that it is in there, but it's just whenever I go to schools and they talk about it, it is just on a screen, and they never actually get to feel that plant grow.
And once they do, that's when they start to become so in love with it and engaged with it and see it grow, and they get excited about it, and that's what you need. And the difficulty is the curriculum's tight and teachers' time is tight, workload, money, etc. So you've got to sort of instill the passion in the adults as well as the children, really, to bring it to life, I think.
I bought you some garden gloves. Do you like garden gloves? Yeah. Got some watering cans, got some tools for you. Also got some more gloves. And do you know what this is for? Oh, not paper. So that's for paper pots. This one is for when you're growing your vegetables, you can mark out how far your seeds go. So when you do like carrots, you want to try and space them out, or beans, or beetroot. Do you like beetroot?
Yeah.
You do? Oh no, there. You do?
Yeah, my granddad grows them.
Oh, does he?
He grows all sorts of different vegetables.
Yeah. What do your family also grow as well, or?
We have a cherry tree, an apple tree, and now I'm growing lemons. I have like a lemon seeds that sprouted in the classroom.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That'd be really interesting to see how that goes.
My dad's got an orange tree, and we've got some strawberries, and we're growing daisies.
Growing daisies, wow. What about you?
My granddad has cucumbers, carrots, runner beans. He has all sorts of different vegetables here, and he grows them each year.
Oh wow. How important is it for this school to have this outdoor space for the children?
I think it's vital. A lot of our children around here don't have outdoor space themselves, and the outdoor space they do have are the parks and things around, which we are lucky to have green space around in the way of parks, but not in the way of nature and plants and animals and the pond and things like that. They just absolutely love it, and if we don't give them the chance to do it now, then that's never going to be part of their life. And hopefully just getting that interest now, starts that cycle of wanting to just plant out on their balcony if they're in the flats, or on the windowsill if they're at home and they haven't got a garden.
If you were to any school that hasn't got a gardening club already, will you tell Richard in the camera and the people watching why they should get a gardening club in their school?
Because it helps the community, and it prevents bad things from happening to our ecosystem, and it's just a really nice thing to do.
It helps expand the ecosystem in our world, and it's very calm and relaxing, so I hope a lot of people would like to do it. it's relaxing because like you just get to like see all the plants, the birds, the new animals coming into life.
Nice. Oh, there's such good answers. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoy these. I hope these help you a little bit. There's some two little tools there as well that might be able to help, alright? Awesome. Okay, high five. Oh, that was a very slow high five. Ah, that's better, yeah. Oh, nice one. Thank you. Thanks for your time. What do you think the impact of like a session we've just done today will have on the children going forwards?
I think just to see, what I found is just to see something grow at home that they've planted has such a massive impact on them. When they do things in gardening club and a couple of weeks later they're coming in, running in at lunchtime going, it's grown. I think that has such a massive impact to show them that actually anybody can do it. You don't have to be a gardener or your nan or your granddad down the allotment. You can actually do it wherever you are. So I think them all taking something home is amazing. Yeah. I think that's going to really spur them on. We've got a long waiting list of children for gardening club. It would just be amazing if the government were to do something that we could then put more of this sort of thing on and invest more into it for the rest of the children.
It's perfect, isn't it? For
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
And then all your wildflowers here. Brilliant. Oh, do you know what that is? Go on, what's it called? What's it called?
These are all wildflowers. They're wildflowers.
No, do you know what these are called? These ones?
These are
These are one of my favourite. Yes, well done. Yes, one of my favourite plants, lavender. It smells lovely.
And then in this bed here, we've got mixed Christmas vegetables.
What have we got in this one?
Mixed Christmas vegetables.
Oh, cool.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Potato.
What's going to be growing up the week, man?
What did you plant by there?
Potatoes and peas.
Peas, yeah.
So how does gardening make you feel when you're outside here?
It makes you feel like you're looking after the environment.
Making sure you're looking after the environment. That's good. How about you, Yandel? How does it make you feel?
Makes me feel nice and calm, and just listening to the birds and other things, especially in the morning and the evening with the sunrise and sunset.
How about you, Thomas? How does gardening make you feel?
It makes me feel happy that I'm giving things life, so I'm looking after them.
Yeah. It makes you feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Planting them.
Okay.
And when you see something happening bad, you must tell them do not do that if they're destroying nature.
Yeah. What about inside though? How does it make you feel inside, Theo, from gardening?
It gives me butterflies inside.
Gives you butterflies? Oh, that's good. I've not had that answer before. So one of the biggest things that we're looking at this week is obviously these sort of gardening clubs and eco clubs as well. What is the impact of having this within the school?
I think it raises awareness for our children about being good to the environment, being climate friendly. The children get a lot out of it. We have a lot of children who come here and it calms them down just to come out, water the plants, and they can go back and they're ready to start learning again. So we use it in lots of different ways, and we've got a team who kind of spread the message around to all their classes. So even if they're not on the actual team, the classes get to hear all our messages as well.
If anyone else who is watching this right now, any children that are watching this, can you just tell them why they should start their own eco team at school?
Because it's good for the planet, and you can make the earth greener, and you can plant your own vegetables. It's just a nice hobby as well. You could save the schools money instead of going to the shops and ordering and buying things, and just make them at home for less than a penny.
That's good. Ava?
It can help the environment.
happy environment is very important.
You can make a birdhouse. If you want to make a birdhouse, go out into a forest and find some sticks and start building.
Ah, that's good, yeah. Thank you so much for showing me around your garden. Can I go get a high five from you all? Oh, no, I think we have a softer high five. Oh. There you go.
I was saving that warm one for him.
Yeah. Oh, that is a hard one. Thank you.
I was saving that for you.
Oh, were you? Oh, thank you. Is there any other questions you'd like down? No? Brilliant. Thanks so much, team. That was brilliant. Thank you. Well, we've got to go to another school in a minute. And how important is it to the children who may not have a garden to have this space?
Really important, because they don't get it anywhere else. So they can come here, they can get stuck in, they can have a go. And we even take little pots home. So all the children last year took a small pot with a sunflower home, the whole school. And yeah, we try and promote everything for all of them so they all get involved.
So to explain where we are, we're here in Salford and we've returned back. Oh! Haven't wore this for a while. Never too far away. Well, I have, but never too far away. We're back here at the Blue Peter Garden. And this is the Blue Peter allotment, which me and Dale both started a good 10 years ago. Obviously, not done Blue Peter for a while, but it's really sad to see how it's become, isn't it? Your thoughts? Speechless, aren't you?
Obviously, don't put this in the film.
No, put this in. Put this in.
No, this part don't. But like, it makes you wonder, like, whether to like not talk too much about this garden.
Why?
Obviously, I'm here. I'm not put this in. Like, look at it. The state of it.
Dale, you look genuinely upset.
Yeah, I am upset. I think this is like children who get the green badges.
Yeah.
They come here thinking this is the Blue Peter Garden, and
this is a space that I talk about like so much.
Yeah.
In my talks and everything, and it's just looking. I feel like we need to come back here and just redo it up for them. This is really it's funny when we talk about children's gardening and inspiring people. That is something that we did when we first started, and I've continued to do. And this is this is the vegetable patch.
It just hasn't been. Has it, Richard?
It's very underwhelming.
I feel bad for Richard because we've bigged this up. We've bigged Rich behind the camera. We've bigged this up to him.
We've dragged him to Manchester.
And we talked about how we started the Blue Peter allotment. I can remember down here, Richard, come down here. I literally remember here. Do you remember this bit? Where we were planting something up literally about here. Well, I think we were planting up squashes at the time. And yes, that's really sad actually, isn't it?
Do you think that perhaps what happens is when they're doing filming here in the veg patch, that's when they bring loads of stuff to make it look?
I don't think they've used this for a little bit.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Maybe we should start a campaign about it. Hello, you right? It's just sad, isn't it? It's just really sad. I don't really know what to say about it. It's smaller than I remember it. Isn't it? Do you think it's smaller? This has not been as this has not been a very inspiring, has it?
Well, let's be honest, Richard. Like, why on earth is Gardener's World not being like, let's do something here?
Yeah.
Like, this actually, if you're going to start with doing kids gardening on the BBC, like Gardener's World, they could probably get started here and start something. Maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe you need to take it over.
Well, I think the problem is that we talk about even TV and media talks about children's gardening, like young people gardening, and this being the epicentre of that. And this is what we've got. This is what we're coming to.
And it's interesting the location of this because you're surrounded by ITV studios there. You've got BBC here, Channel 4 here as well. Then you've got all the production companies. And they're all creating like different content, some of it, gardening related. And then they walk past this.
This is the most famous kids' garden in the UK. The most famous kids' garden.
Yeah. Probably in the world. Like when you think about it,
well,
the Blue Peter Garden.
Blue Peter Garden.
This is sad,
It's
isn't
so
it?
disappointing.
I feel embarrassed.
You actually?
Embarrassed.
I think it's not. I think like it's also that children have watched you as well and got pumped about gardening, being the Blue Peter Gardener.
Yeah.
And then this is
the. If they ever come along and said, "Oh, what's at the Blue Peter Garden?" This is it.
You got that child today who came with his green Blue Peter badge. He lives in Manchester.
Yeah.
He's probably like 10 minutes away from here.
He was so excited about the whole Blue Peter green badge thing, and if he ever come here, I feel so bad for him how disappointed he'd be.
It's actually plain wrong. It's plain. They should stop giving out the badges because this is meant to be the place which is symbolic of that badge, the green badge. And you saw those, Richard. You just saw those photos of what it's meant to look like.
Yeah, and I can see the vision. Whilst there now, it's not that vision at all.
And if they can't, like, Lee, how do you expect government to change when not even a little garden like this, which is the most, as Richard was saying, the most famous children's garden in the world?
Yeah. Okay. Now we are done. So we're here at another school, ready for a whole day's worth of inspiring children to get gardening once again. It's been a week. It's been an interesting week, and I think what we've had over the last few days is some really inspiring stories for some real leaders within schools. But one thing that I always get to see is, especially when I'm on the back of this truck, is I get to see those teachers at the background, just at the back, hanging out, who perhaps are the ones that I want to try and speak to and try and say, hey, what's stopping? Where's the brick wall there for you to really get involved in the garden?
Start at that water. Well done.
We're about a little bit of calm after all of that loudness, just to make those seeds disappear. That's what I love, just a bit of calm.
Yes, Queen!
I think one of the things we've been talking about a lot is having that kickstart.
Yep.
Some teachers that may not. I mean, like you say, you're quite lucky here, but some places we've been to, there's teachers that sort of sit back and don't want to get involved, and we're trying to see if we can kickstart their journey into it. I think.
So from personal experience,
Yeah.
this topic Sow Grow Farm was probably one of my least favourite to think about having to teach, because I'm not into gardening myself.
Yeah.
And so I had to kind of think creatively, like you're saying. So we booked to go to a local farm, just a small farm in Cirencester, where we could see sort of this going on at a much larger scale, which was amazing. And then you start to, you know, it sparks ideas. You see something, sparks ideas, and then you look at initiatives like this. And we've had, I can't remember the charity, but something about growing sunflowers before. So it's bringing a bit of competitiveness into it with the children. And it's looking for things that are available to boost what you're doing already, I suppose.
not good for getting wet. Try and do. Your garden's very good. What have we got growing in here? This wildflower. What?
I got to know Alfie a bit during the session today.
Yeah.
But he's actually the head gardener.
Is that your position?
Yep. And so perhaps you can talk a bit about him being the head gardener of this.
Well, so you get to like look after this whole area here?
With Mr. Askus.
Do you? That's pretty cool, isn't it? How does it make you feel to be able to be in charge of it all?
Happy.
Happy.
In the greenhouse, some things, the cucumber's not going well.
Oh, what's happened to them?
It's kind of dying. We kind of.
Are they too hot in there, do you think?
I don't know.
Do you want to have a look together? Do you want to try and sort it out?
Do you think he needs to... Oh, you have put him in water. Oh no, do you think he's just sort of got a bit hot in here?
Maybe.
It's quite warm. This is a lovely space in here though, isn't it? Quite calm in here. It's very warm. So what else have we got growing in here? Alfie, what can you show me? Oh!
Pepper.
Oh, chili peppers. Well, it's a good temperature in here for them. What else?
Garden cress.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in there.
They call jets.
And then here is
What's on that?
I don't really know.
Did you sow all these seeds, or did the other class and that help along? Or?
I sowed most of them.
Yeah.
But other people helped as well. I don't really know what that is.
That's going to be a little bit of a surprise when it pops through the soil, isn't it?
Yeah.
What needs to happen, Lee?
To this little guy, I think he might, I don't know, I think he might need to go outside. He might think it might be a little bit hot in here. I need a little bit of water from above. I need quite a lot of water really.
Got water in here.
Oh yeah, do you want to water it?
On top?
Yeah, you could do. Might give it a little bit of a chance. Maybe give it a little bit more of water in there.
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing. Did you grow all of this?
Yeah.
This is amazing as well, isn't it? So what happens to all of this that you've grown? Where does it all go? Is it used in the kitchen, or do you get to eat it?
When it's like there's loads, like we give it to the kitchen.
Yeah. And they use it.
When there's a little bit like this, then we just eat it, kind of.
You get to eat it. That's a pretty good opportunity to have, isn't it? To be out here in the sunshine. What about in the winter? Do you like coming out in the winter though?
Not really.
No.
I was saying that I think that it's not complicated how to make this happen, and I think that the industry is trying to be clever and cute, but we just need to do something, actually take some action. And I think what Lee's done this week is actually taken action.
Yeah, you said something earlier in the week, which is about sparking that.
Yeah.
Like the first spark of
yeah
enthusiasm and
for teachers and
for both. Yeah. Hey, because one of them teachers that on the way out today was like, "Well, really not what we expected."
Did I
And that's like what I really want to do. I want all the children also to think that, because when they're all sitting there, I see them, especially that second school today. I see them and they're not sure what's going to happen. They're getting their pots handed to them, and none of them expect that spark of energy to come from it, and making that a memorable moment happen. And I think that's what we need to do, but in a good way, like in not just a here's some pots and can you get a photo with our brand sort of way, like an actual way that we're actually supporting the schools and actually making some sort of difference there. Do you know what I mean by that?
I mean,
continued contact as well is needed.
See, for me, it doesn't even but for me, that doesn't even matter on this tour, because you might spark a child to be like, oh yeah, I did that garden, I've grown those wildflowers. Then they might go through like 10 years of just life, and then they might come back and go, oh my goodness, I remember how much enjoyment I had in that moment. And so I think we're trying to pin it down so much, but actually just get out there and start inspiring. And we do it in the most unique way there is, because it's like a garden party. It's a celebration, it's fun, it's relaxed, people can let their guard down. Like even to the point of like, I know we've got to go to our next school now.
Yeah.
But this really stuck with me, especially on the mission that you're on, right? So this one teacher said, we make our own curriculums that meets the needs of the national curriculum. So I know you go into Parliament and try and change the national curriculum. The national curriculum is going to do what the national curriculum does. It does not matter. It will change, it will develop, let them get on with it. But on the local, on the ground level, they're doing stuff that meets that. And that could be that from the teachers seeing you today, they might go, oh, yeah, we should do a bit more gardening in our curriculum. Or we should dissect a leaf now a bit more, or we should like
rather just have it on the screen.
Yeah. And so it just brings gardening back to a consciousness and back to the forefront. So my encouragement to you would be that you need to partner with as many brands as possible to make the biggest impact to children's and teachers' lives across the UK. I think that's probably where Jamie got to as well.
Yeah.
He realised that he can't change the system, but he can inspire people.
Yeah.
You can't change the system, but you can inspire people.
That's nice. I didn't even have to speak.
Some of you might know this song, okay? I've not got it on here, but I'll start you off, okay? You might know this song. La 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 lava! Steve's have a chicken!
So you go around, well, you've got the Blue Peter presents and online, and you're mixing up, you get the traditional gardening and then keeping it real for the kids.
Yeah, so I started in Blue Peter a long time ago. That was my intro into children's gardening, and ever since then I have been trying to inspire children, inspire teachers, parents as well. One of the biggest things that I try and do is create that bond between parent and child, and I always see the school as a really amazing epicentre that we can spread out to the families, which is something that I've been passionate about for the last 12 years. So yeah, now I'm here. So what we're trying to do with the schools is just this little success of sowing seeds for the children and for the teachers as well. To be able to see that is an amazing thing that hopefully will move on to more, whether that be at home or at school. So as I think you've seen already, especially at this school as well, is that we're trying to really get the kids excited.
Oh, they're excited.
And create that memory then. Because again, if I talk about my own experience with my daughter, when she was tiny, we started gardening together, and now she's 10 years old. We've got all these memories of being outside together, that bond we've built through gardening, and that's what I want for everyone. That's what I want for all the kids and their parents and the teachers as well, to be able to experience that and remember it. So that's what it's about.
Loving that, because essentially we'll all be soil one day, like in those pots, and it's all about who's clinging on to nice experiences with you, 2 generations down the line, isn't it?
Well, I'm going to get shot into Mars, so...
Is that where you're going?
Well, I've not really thought about it
Not
until
like
you
Chelsea
mentioned it, but if I
or
thought...
Malvern or...
God, no, not to Chelsea. I mean, a lot of Chelsea is a lot of talk, isn't it? That's why everyone's there just saying, oh, yeah, let's get kids gardening, let's do this. But actually, we're here on the ground, seeing the kids at the schools, speaking to the teachers, seeing what's really happening. It's really easy to stand at Chelsea and say we're going to get kids gardening. We're here, we're doing it, we're inspiring kids. So that's what's happening here, so yeah.
Oh my, that's actually insane!
Disappear in the soil, give them in.
Well done. Great job, Johnny. Daniel's done amazing.
Over here, fantastic job.
Come on! Yeah!
Good job out there, have you had a good time?
Last day of the school tour, and I'm feeling that we've achieved quite a lot this week. Achieved a lot that I never expected to really fit. Some stuff that I never thought I'd feel, stuff that I thought I'd never see. And I think I talked about at the start of this a direction. I wasn't sure on the direction of where I was going. And this point we're at now is not where I thought we'd be. Yeah.
We were saying on the way here to the school today that we started the week. We did actually start the week with a plan that we'd discussed for about 2 months. Like, it'd been building up to creating that plan for 2 months. For our original call with Richard and Lee and me, sort of, here's the direction we're going to go. And actually getting on the road is where you learn. And I think what's been a really important learning for us as a team is that change can only happen if you get on the ground.
Yeah, this shapes it.
Yeah.
Only from doing this do we actually learn what works, what doesn't work, how schools work as a whole as well. And so, yeah, it's been really helpful this week. It's really helpful to sort of really see the future of what we're trying to achieve.
I think what's cool about this, the Skinny Jean Garden tour this week, is that it was 5 years ago since we last came out, and we're gonna see what the impact is, not in 5 years' time, but in a year's time now.
Yeah.
So we're accelerating. This is not a standing start. Let's just say that.
My name is Mrs. J and I'm feeling okay. My other half is Mrs. M and she's a real gem. Hanging next door is a skipping dude. Mr. G likes the rap but it's never rude.
Ride and fun in writing week and share a little passion like you can tweak. We like to go running outside, you know. We like to go out in the rain and the snow. This isn't as crazy as you may believe, that your hands are rain function and our faces beat.
Down in year 3 we like climbing trees. Climbing up high we can smell the fire. Using mud to make our paints and playing with our super mates.
We like to make swings out of massive tires and all sorts of crafts in wood and wire. We saw a little mouse who was making a house, hanging out with a fox wearing pink socks. What bugs are our mates? We ain't thinking they're not great. Slugs and snails are great friends. What makes them cool is they live in our dens. So we're calling on fun in writing week and share a little passion that you can tweak. We like to do it running outside, you know. We like to do it out in the rain and the snow. This isn't quite as crazy as you may believe, as they have the brains function and the faces beam. Science and English outside a break when you do these lessons with your mates. We wrote some poems all about trees and we're lucky enough to hear buzzing bees. Love the thing that makes you twinkle, have some fun or you'll get wrinkled.
Yeah, there's been a lot of learning, isn't there, through this? And firstly, if I'm honest with you, one of the biggest things that I have learned from it is that a logo, a badge, means a lot. Like, children put a lot of I don't know what I'm trying to say, like a lot of
authority, emphasis.
Yeah, not like it, just they really feel trust, a lot of trust with it is what I'm trying to say. Okay, a lot of trust with something, and perhaps I've known that for a little bit, but I really now feel that this Skinny Jean Garden means trust. So everything that I do, everything that I am asking teachers and parents to do, they're trusting me because as an expert in this world. I think that's really important, because when we talk about successes and we talk about growing successes, sometimes plants fail, but humans and people shouldn't let you down.
So, what are you saying? You're going to bring out your own badge?
Yeah, I think why not? Because I think over the years I've built that trust, and when I see these kids, it's like I feel like I want to be able to say, look, yeah, like, well done for what you're doing. Like, you're really pioneering in gardening within your school. You're the ones pushing it, and the teachers too. But the children are the ones speaking to teachers. So, yeah, why shouldn't they be rewarded with something and feel like they're part of something as well around the country, like part of something that is pushing all in the same direction. Like when we've talked quite a lot about, sometimes it feels like a lot on just one person. There's a lot of work to do, and really it's not just on me. We've got all these children all at schools, all doing the work. They're already pushing it.
Yeah,
I'm not on my own. I've got you guys obviously, but also we've got all of these children that
it's like, it's also, I think what's changed is that it's celebrating what is being done. even in the smallest form, instead of being like, what you're doing is not great, but we've got the solution. Actually, it's about, let's just champion what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of schools are doing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
I don't have my
What do you think the impact is for the children?
I think for the kids,
activity.
I think because we've got potatoes, we've got strawberries growing, they know we've got the fruit trees going. We've done the funky veg that came in as well that Lee got for us, and it's just that you can take something home, you can grow it. Some kids leave it in school and we look after it. Some take it home. They know they can grow something, and they could possibly eat it.
So it means this like little activity kind of gives the children hope.
Yeah, and there's a chance that it's something it might not necessarily do with their parents now, because their parents might not be gardeners. But if places like schools and scouts and camps and brownies and all of that are doing a little tiny bit each year or every little bit, then the kids have got something to say, I can do that, I could be a gardener, I can have a go at it. Or they take their pot home and they go, Mum, I need to look after this. But it's just that it is fun and it's accessible by everybody. And please, parents, have a go at home as well. Even if it's a bean, I mean, the early years do Jack and the Beanstalk. They've all taken home their beanstalk. They've planted that at school. They're taking that home. So yeah,
that's really important. It's not just a school's responsibility.
No. If we want, you know, the kids will go on about being TikTokers and YouTubers and that's encouraged, or they have that at home. Actually, if you've got a child that wants to garden with them. There's nothing better than seeing a tiny seed. You know, if you put a broad bean in a pot, in a glass pot, and then watch those seeds come, watch it turn around and you turn it upside down, and watch it burn. And it's absolutely fantastic. And even better when you can eat what you have grown.
I think what we're seeing, we've not gone around to schools this year and seen people not doing anything.
They're doing
something.
So I think school gardening success, because that's like one of the things that came out of the last film, was the school garden success plan. But actually, yeah, we have a plan. We have some stuff that can get you going. But actually, school garden success is celebrating the success of what is actually happening already there.
Yeah.
And the badge is a recognition of that.
Yeah.
Of like the gardener we saw yesterday, I think. Who kind of the head gardener, that kid who was the head gardener, like
Alfie, who was looking after that whole area.
Like that is school garden success. He doesn't need you coming in and going, actually no, I've got something.
There's more.
Let's
like,
celebrate.
You're actually doing well. You're doing amazing stuff for this school. You should be recognised for that.
Yeah. So the badge becomes a recognition of what you're already doing, which is a success.
Yeah.
Instead of coming in and being like, I've got a better idea.
Yeah. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah.
And also, we've been chatting to so many teachers, so many children.
Yeah.
And sometimes them chats are very nice and slow, and the children just want to tell you about their gardens, and they're so proud of it. And we just sit there and we listen to them. And I think that is amazing. I think that is what we're highlighting through this documentary. I think that is exactly what needs to be shown to inspire other schools and other people.
I think back even to and we discussed it, didn't we, about Millie in one of the schools who was chatting to me about just some onions that her and her granddad had been growing. Even as I say it, just onions. No, the onions that Millie was growing. And what Millie doesn't need is someone coming in and going, all right, well that's just onions. Here we go.
Yeah,
have this. Yeah, have all this. But actually, the onions, that is a success, and she should get a badge. I think Alfie and Millie should be some of the first to get the badge. And on the other side of that, us coming and doing these garden parties is actually it's an opportunity just to prompt people, to get growing, without telling people. We're just inspiring people.
Having fun.
Having fun, yeah, having
Having
fun.
fun.
It is fun, isn't it,
Absolutely.
Richard?
Making a memory, isn't it? It's just making a memory.
The amount of dancing that Richard's captured from some of our sponsors who joined us, Nigel, who joined from teachers, children.
We've seen Richard dance too much, so have we?
I can't when I'm holding the camera.
Or flying a drone.
Or flying a drone.
So yeah, I think maybe what this is not a session anymore. This is a garden party.
Yeah,
we're bringing
gardening party.
A gardening party.
This is the start point for every school to really get excited, and that's what gardening should be.
There's two things going on. We've developed a gardening party. We've developed a way to recognise the success that's already happening in schools.
Love it. You guys bring so much energy into school always, and it just hypes the children up, but in a really good way. Like just getting them just enjoy. It's like gardening. It's got too many connotations of old people doing their gardening when they've retired. And it's like, no, this is fun. Look how much fun we've had in such a short space of time. The energy is crazy high. They're going to go back to their parents and go, look, let's plant these somewhere else in the high-pitched voice. So they're going to love it, and that's what gardening should be about: joy and fun and complete enjoyment of everybody. There's no outsiders here. It's complete inclusivity.
What really struck me today is we've just done the Amazon rainforest in school, and all we've heard about is an area the size of a football pitch is chopped down every 20 minutes. And then you very cleverly said, we have planted 2 football pitches worth of wild seeds. So that was very relatable for all the year 5s.
That's brilliant.
That's really.
How do we ensure that connection between what goes on in school and what goes on at home? How can we make sure that what we've created here continues?
It's that constant communication, isn't it? The constant communication with families, but the community as well, getting everybody involved, not just going, oh, we've done it, they go, and don't talk about it again. That constant needs to be talked about.
Making it accessible.
Yeah.
In that the funky veg we got, you've got everything you need.
Yes.
You just had to water it, and it's making that. I know lots of children in our class did it at home, wouldn't necessarily, they might live in flats, they didn't have gardens, but they had everything they needed to be able to do that. So it's not just saying, oh, why don't you go and grow some veg? That would be good for the planet. It's actually giving that accessibility.
I know the pressures that you have and Catherine has, and then Lee's trying to get into the curriculum, and then we all talk about how to get kids gardening. You've got Chelsea Flowers Show and they're going, we're going to get kids gardening, and then it's like nothing happens. Like, so I want to know from you working at school, I'm so confused by it. I'm so confused about how to get kids gardening in the curriculum. I just don't know how, like,
The curriculum
and you said could. You said it could
We can do it. The curriculum is rammed. We are completely rammed with everything that we need to teach the children, massively. The government need to look at that. That's a change that needs to happen. That's a no-brainer. There are so many skills that aren't in the curriculum that we need to have in there. That needs a shake-up. That's long-term. That's the ideal, isn't it? Long-term. But in this short interim period of the short-term thing, we've got to get creative. Teachers have just got to try, and they are under so much pressure of being creative within something, an English writing poetry like project about gardening, but let's immerse ourselves in it first to be able to write about it. You know, it's kind of going, how can we get it in somehow until actually someone up there right at the top of the chain goes, oh, something needs to change. Let us put all of these extra bits in that the children are crying out for. We've got to be creative, and it's hard because on top of everything else, it just becomes sometimes too much, and it doesn't happen, which makes it just incredibly sad for all the children that haven't got the teachers that have got the capacity to do it.
I think one of the things that and we've talked about it, I've talked to the guys about this quite a lot as we go around, is agents of change.
Yeah.
Because I think it was quite uniquely sat and created something that's really quite powerful.
Yeah.
So how can we get other schools, well, one, what is agents of change, and how can we get other schools involved in that?
Agents of Change is an initiative that was born during COVID to get children active and doing things, and it's really evolved into and blossomed into the most amazing projects that are now not just in our founder school but in other local schools as well, and growing, which is really good. It encourages children to do that little bit more, to be agents of their own change, of the change around them, whether it be small within themselves, their class, their family, or out into the community and wider, and even across the world. We encourage children to be advocates of that, of just so much. And the projects that we've got, there are 40, and they can be used in lots of different ways within the curriculum. And so very much like gardening, you know, there might be, one of our projects is create a project that supports someone's well-being.
Something that's a theme that's run throughout this week is the power of the badge. So how do children feel when they are able to get a badge from doing something good?
Yeah. Absolutely incredible. You would have seen how many children have got their badges, have got their badges on. Teachers have got their badges on. We absolutely love it. They do their 7 projects, they'll get their 7 stamps, and then they can get their pin badge. And it makes them feel amazing. But then it starts conversations again, like, oh, what badge did you get? How did you get it? You know, so and the parents, oh, you've got a badge. It just keeps rippling because we want the conversations, because that is the way the information is going to get there. I've done this amazing gardening project, you know, I've done this amazing over in the community project. I wrote to a politician, you know, there's so many amazing things that they do. And yes, they've got their rewards from doing it, but they've got their little pin badge, which they love. They want to collect them all.
Yeah. Actually, it doesn't matter how big or small the thing is they've done.
No.
That encourages more.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a huge, life-changing, world-changing thing. Actually, I'm part of doing a small thing, and I can see.
It's all about the ripples.
Yeah.
It is all about the ripples, and I think, you know, this is what you're ultimately starting. You're dropping that one drip to make all of those ripples, and all of these children just drop one tiny little drip. The ripples of change that we can make are just massive, absolutely huge, and we've got to really believe in that. We believe in that. They're going to believe in that.
Me and Leah's smiling because this is our last school that we've been to, and we started the week in a bit of confusion about what's next for the Skinny Jean Gardener, and we're smiling because a lot of what you've all shared today is I can't think of the word right now.
Where we're currently thinking of heading.
Yeah, and it's also supporting what we're thinking, where we're going to head next. So that's why me and Leah are smiling, because we're kind of happy that a lot of what is said is
can't be the words. Bit so.
I'm
out of words. Thank you. On the same page. Thank you. Yeah. Affirming. Yeah.
We are on the same page, but it needs teams to be on the same page, doesn't it? We need groups to come together, schools to support each other. You are supporting schools, you need all of that because we can't do this alone. One teacher can't do this alone. We all need help together. We're starting it though. We're starting it. We're making the change.
Making the change. The badge is the recognition of schools already making gardening a success. Because I was saying to Richard in that last interview, the teacher was saying that if we were going to write a poem about gardening, then to write that poem about gardening we'd immerse ourselves in a garden, and only a teacher within the context of that class would know that. And like she was saying, that you can't just say this is what you got to do because there's all these year groups.
I think off the back of that as well is I think one thing that we're seeing is every setting's different. So when we say let's get kids gardening, there's not a cookie cutter.
No.
For there's not every school can do this just through this way. Every school we've been to this week has been different. And by just saying let's get kids gardening doesn't really work. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Just saying let's get kids gardening. Right, well everyone's different. And that's a big learning curve this week.
Everyone's different, every school community is different, every teacher has different passions, and so trying to force someone to do one way is not the way. And perhaps 5 years ago we thought it was, but actually it is and it's not. Having a plan is good, and some people just need a plan, which you've provided. But also some people just need freedom to go and do whatever they want to do with gardening in their school. So how to get kids gardening means celebrating what's already being done. Instead of being like, we're going to come in and fix it. Instead of the King, Titchmarsh and Beckham coming in and going, we're going to save gardening for kids. The kids are already doing it.
We just need to celebrate them successes.
We've seen it, haven't we?
Yeah, oh definitely, 100%.
You on the way out today, you saw it on the down there with the tomato. They're doing it. They need to be celebrated for it.
And another thing that right at the start of this whole thing was Parliament. Like you guys already know about this because I've spoke to you about it, but I was hoping to get into number 10, and we had conversations on email about we might be able to meet the Prime Minister, and then in the end they were like, actually doesn't quite work for us right now. And it's all for me, like a long time I've been like getting the curriculum, and actually we just need to direct a little bit within the curriculum. And for it to get in the curriculum, and I've said this for a long time, we're talking tens of years down the road before we can change that. That's such a big task. And so when industry are saying we need to get more kids gardening, that's our time. That's our time now to fund it, show how it's done.
The industry the industry does not need to wait for.
So my point I'm trying to make.
It doesn't need to wait.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Literally, you took the words out of my mouth. I've done a lot of listening this week. A lot of listening. And I think you're exactly right. Exactly what I was going to say, I promise you.
But you're exactly right.
You worked
it out.
Yeah, I worked it out before you. We're talking years and years for curriculum to actually, we all know how government works. It takes a lot of time, and hey, of course it does, right? But as an industry, when we're talking about getting more children gardening, supporting our future, literally the future people that are going to go into careers in horticulture, when we're talking about that as an industry, we now need to fund things like this, other things that are going to interest kids and get them excited about gardening to begin with. And this is the time to do it. We need to make the effort and the investment in the future gardeners of this country. We've got an audience as well that we can't show you, but they're waving to us.